Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alyssa Corm here, and I am joined by Ken Shreve on this Thursday. We're going to talk about the action for the major indexes. A very strong day with a pretty strong close as well. And Ken, there's three interesting stocks that we're going to be taking a look at today.
Yeah, let's take a look at bullish earnings reports from eBay and PayPal. I also want to take a look at Blackline as software stocks ramp higher again. Blackline reports earnings next week, and it's in a pretty good technical setup.
Well, let's do it. First, a look at the Nasdaq here, strengthening into the close, finishing up 1.2% for the day. The S&P 500 and Dow finished up 1.1% each. Now, the Dow still isn't quite at new highs yet, but we are back at new highs for both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So a really quick snapback to highs here, Ken, after the Nasdaq undercut that 21-day line just a couple of sessions ago.
Yeah. So all-time high for the Nasdaq, like you said, the S&P 500, really small caps, also the star of the day today. They surged into new high ground as well. So this is sort of good news, bad news. We have a lot of bullish gainers in the market today. Always nice to see indexes hitting new highs. But just before last week's sell-off on the Nasdaq, you have to remember that the Nasdaq was about 8% above its 50-day moving average before it pulled back. Today we closed pretty close to 7% above that 50-day. So we're dealing with a market that is starting to look extended. We want to, keep a bullish stance, but also recognize that the Nasdaq is looking a bit extended. And then when you're looking for actionable stocks to buy, that crop seems to be shrinking a little bit. A lot of extended stocks out there at this point.
All right, well, let's take a look at some stocks underneath the surface. Kicking things off with eBay, which issued its quarterly earnings report. The stock gapped up, was able to close up over 5%, but Ken, it was up much higher than that earlier on in the session. So we did see eBay close pretty much at session lows today after a strong start out of the gate. So what do you make of where eBay closed today on a quarterly report that looked pretty solid?
Yeah, well, absolutely. You can see the bottom line and the top line growth, nice acceleration in sales, up 28%. That's the second quarter in a row of accelerating growth. You got decent annual estimates for eBay. They gave pretty good guidance for the first quarter as well, but definitely a disappointing close. The stock still was up about 5% for the day. It is still holding above that, you can see that 58.34 pivot, little double bottom pattern that is traced on the MarketSmith chart here. And when you swing over to the weekly chart, this one still looks like it's in the early stages. You draw a line from the left side high there, and this one still to me looks like it's in the early stages of breaking out of a long base here. The issue with eBay, two yellow flags. You got a weak relative strength rating of 62. Typically when you're buying breakout stocks, you want to see that relative strength rating of at least 80 and preferably even 90 or higher, indicating strong relative price performance. You also have a lagging relative strength line. So this is what I mean. Even buy opportunities when they arise, sometimes they're not overly exciting. So good solid breakout attempt for eBay today. The numbers were very strong, but that lagging relative strength line and poor RS rating is a bit of a concern.
And we're going to quickly look at PayPal and Blackline. I got to head over to the Swing Trader Scorecard webinar. Hope to see you there. If you're a Swing Trader member, go to swingtrader.investors.com. The banner to join is at the top link. But let's check in on PayPal, which used to be a part of eBay. It fared a little bit better today, Ken. This was a stock that was already extended heading into its quarterly report. Another quarter of strong numbers from PayPal. It's had a very steady track record of strong growth, but with it being extended heading into the report already, talk to us about how investors should have looked at this gap up today.
Well, this one, it could have been a candidate for a call option trade. It wasn't an overly pricey trade as the stock was finding support at its 10-week moving average. We can flip over to the weekly chart here and see the support at the 10-week line. Headed into today, it wasn't quite as extended from the 10-week line, but you can see the stock up 15% so far this week. We added this to leaderboard all the way back in May when it was breaking out of that sort of V-shaped cup base, right in that area. So it's been a nice win winner on leaderboard, spun off from eBay in 2015, but strong move like this, maybe it moves sideways and get yet another opportunity to buy it. But like you said, it is extended now.
Definitely flexing its leadership muscles, though. And let's take a look at Blackline, ticker BL. Going to say on the weekly chart for this one, too, some nice support over the last couple of weeks at the 10-week line. Now vying for a breakout with just a week to go before its earnings report. Some strong numbers, a really nice track record here for Blackline.
Yeah, 20% plus sales growth in recent quarters. We're going to hear from Blackline next week. I was talking with Ed Carson about the software stocks showing a lot of strength in this market. Sort of the benchmark software ETF IGV recently broke out. That is near new highs. So I like the look of Blackline here. Harold Morris on IBD Live mentioned Workday, which is showing relative strength. So a lot of good action in the enterprise software group still. So we'll look at results from Blackline next week as it tries to break out of a little base here, finding support at the 10-week moving average. So good looking stock.
Yeah, definitely a good one to further radar ahead of that quarterly report. Thanks so much, Ken, for your insights. Everyone head on over to Swing Trader Scorecard. I'll see you there in a bit. And we'll also see you tomorrow morning for another episode of IBD Live to cap off the week. Investors.com/IBD Live for all the details. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.